Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar about the why, what, and hows of rebranding for PBX and PBXact. We have today here Ryan Markham. He's Director of OSS Sales at Sangoma, and he's going to let us know all about it. Hey, Ryan, can you hear me?
Hi, Alvita. I can. Thank you so much for the introduction there.
Thank you, Ryan, for being here with us. And I just wanted to let everyone know that in case you are not seeing the screen that Ryan is sharing, let us know in the question panel. And also that you can write your questions in the middle of the webinar and we will be doing a Q&A session at the end, okay? Take it away, Ryan.
Perfect. Thank you, Alvita. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good Tuesday. I think it's still Tuesday. If it's not Tuesday, where you are and you've joined us, then we really can't thank you enough for taking the time to be here with us today. So thank you all. As Alvita said, my name is Ryan Markham. I am the Director of Open Source Software Sales here at Sangoma. And today I am going to take us through a look into the OEM branding options for FreePBX, PBXact, and one that most people likely don't even know about as an option for a Sangoma branded PBX at a lower price point of entry. So on our agenda today, we're going to go through and we're going to cover the OEM product positioning and different options that we have here for OEM of FreePBX PBXact. We will talk about pricing today. We will talk about the benefits of the OEM partner program, and I will also touch on some additional commercial module add-ons and different features that we offer here to really tightly bring the Sangoma solution and stack together. And lastly, we will certainly be covering why someone would want to choose to participate in our OEM program here. So the target audience and product positioning. When we think about who is a customer for Sangoma of the OEM partner program, they really kind of fall into one of three categories here. The first one is probably going to capture the majority of us. This is FreePBX resellers. So FreePBX resellers, you are already somewhat or extremely familiar with FreePBX, and you're already most likely using FreePBX as some sort of managed voice offering for your customer base. So you've been working with it for a while, you're using it now as a source of income for yourself, and maybe you want to explore what it looks like to take that FreePBX branding and make it your own. We also have a good number of managed service providers out there. So MSPs are typically coming to Sangoma because they have a good existing book of business from customers that are already utilizing them from that MSP standpoint. You are providing managed network, managed firewall, and IT services for your customers. And we hear all the time that your customers are coming to you and saying, please help me with my phones. I can't stand the phone system that we have. I don't like the phone vendors that we've worked with in the past. We love you, we trust you, please help us with our phones. So MSPs, this is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of some money being left on the table by not offering a managed voice solution and get the ability to make it your own brand as well. And then lastly, ITSPs, CLECs, and carriers. You are already providing a large amount of voice and dial tone to a customer base of yours. So why not stack that with an open source product that allows you to offer a UCaaS solution from a managed voice standpoint that delivers them the feature set of a PBX as well. We've got customizable APIs that will work well and integrate with your CPaaS solution and be able to take that service that you're already providing to your customers from a voice standpoint up to that next level and keeping it your brand. Us versus them. So Sangoma FreePBX is an open source solution. The free in freedom should be noted, free in FreePBX should be noted that it stands for freedom. It's free to use, it's free to distribute, free to enhance, free to integrate, and freedom to choose things like your endpoints or your SIP carriers or other third-party applications that you want to use to be able to deliver unified communications as a service to your customer base. Now, we can say all day long that the free in FreePBX stands for freedom, but ultimately, FreePBX is free of charge as well. Anybody can go to freepbx.org, download our ISO, install it on their own hardware, and have a very powerful phone system that costs at the end of the day nothing, or at least next to nothing. So oftentimes it can be difficult for MSPs or FreePBX resellers or carriers to propose a solution to a customer and they see the name is FreePBX, and sometimes it can be difficult to overcome that objective of, well, why am I paying for something that says free in the name? And sure, there are good answers about, you know, the expertise that it takes to set it up and provision and configure and install and support and all that good stuff. But you know, you may have somebody that looks at that and it's a reminder and they say, oh yeah, FreePBX, I can figure that out, or I've got an IT person that can figure that out. We should be able to make this happen ourselves. I don't see a reason why we would buy it from you. So this is going to play a key role in the why of our OEM program today as well. So reasons why someone would want to consider participating in the OEM program is, number one, you're building a recognizable brand. So this is allowing for you to take an established and proven product and make it your own, so that your name is the one that's out there and top of mind in the marketplace with your customers and your prospective customers. They know and they see your brand inside their phone system, and when they're passing referrals to their friends that are looking for a phone system, it's you and your brand that's getting recognized there. Building versus buying, sure, it's open source, and someone has the capability to take Asterisk or FreePBX and fork or use their own components to go out and build your own sort of ecosystem out there. But we certainly would be looking at an inordinate amount of resources and money and time and energy in going out and building your own platform versus Sangoma has FreePBX that's been around, it's proven. There are millions of dollars that have been spent in development. There are millions of lines of code that have gone into FreePBX, hundreds of years of effort if you take the amount of time that cumulatively has been spent as a community developing FreePBX into what it is today. It's already here. So you can take advantage of something that's proven, stabled, and backed by Sangoma to help make that your brand and utilize our ecosystem. And then lastly, we get to take that free out of FreePBX. You know, we mentioned customers wonder, why am I going to spend money on this? And not only that, but hey, if it says it's free, how good can it possibly be? You know, we know it's an excellent solution. It's extremely feature rich, but oftentimes, particularly when we're dealing with larger enterprises, customers may be hesitant to want to deploy a production phone system that is ultimately at the end of the day free, because they wonder, how good can it possibly be? So by making the brand your own, you take that right out of the equation. Just some key benefits of FreePBX. We'll kind of talk FreePBX similarities and differences with PBXact. FreePBX is open source. It's the world's most downloaded and deployed open source phone system. With that, you have no vendor locking. So we don't require that you utilize specific endpoints or specific SIP carriers or specific gateways, anything like that. You have that freedom to choose how you want to integrate different solutions into FreePBX. It's extremely scalable. We will support up to 2,000 extensions on a single deployment for FreePBX, and it gives you, again, that freedom. FreePBX is excellent and works well in multi-site environments, and Certainly the price is right as well. When it comes to FreePBX, it's also free at the end of the day. It's extremely customizable. We've got tons of APIs, and you get SSH access to go under the hood and do things you want from custom dial plan perspectives and all that good stuff. And then with FreePBX, we do offer commercial module add-ons to enhance the out-of-box feature set for it. So if you want soft phones, or if you want CRM link integration, or if you want call center software, these would be some of the things that you can add on to FreePBX to enhance that feature set. And with our endpoint manager software, we have over 300 supported third-party endpoints going back to that no vendor locking. PBXact. With PBXact, it's our commercial version of FreePBX. So it's the same software stack, it's the same operating system, it's the same database, but we are going to layer in almost all of the commercial modules that we sell a la carte for FreePBX out of the box with PBXact. And being our commercial version, we give you access to commercial support entitlement on PBXact as well. On PBXact, you get a slightly more hardened or QA'd version of the FreePBX modules and framework. We do module pinning and version control, so you can rest assured if an update is exposed on PBXact, we know that that has gone through the QA team, and we have vetted and certified that those modules work and are bug-free. So you have the ability on PBXact to do scheduled updates, and rest assured that if you're going to enable auto updates on it, you don't have to worry about it potentially going into an edge mode where it could potentially cause something on your production phone system that you don't want. Because PBXact and FreePBX are so similar in the same capacity that FreePBX is scalable, reliable, and works well over multi-site, so does PBXact. But you're also getting a much more feature-rich version with almost all of those commercial modules included out of the box with PBXact. Probably the largest value of which is the soft phones module. Every extension on PBXact will get access to our desktop and mobile soft phone clients. And if you are utilizing our SIP trunking solutions, either SIPStation or our wholesale carrier solution VoIP Innovations, we also enable SMS and MMS inside of those soft phone clients in PBXact as well. Some key features of PBXact, you have the ability with PBXact to do call queuing and get call center options available there for advanced reporting on your queues, queue callbacks, additional queue penalty rules, and good things like that. Multiple IVR options. We support multi-factor authentication. So from an admin standpoint, if you have a security policy that in order to gain access to the GUI of your PBX, it needs to sit behind a two-factor authentication, we have support for that, where we will either send an email with a code or a text message, or even integrate with Microsoft and Google Authenticator applications for that added layer of security to administer your PBX. We have a VPN client inside of PBXact, as well as we do in our Sangoma IP phones. So if you have remote IP phones, you don't have to worry about opening up those ports on the firewall. You can just have a VPN connection from the phones outside the network back to where your PBX is located. We support extremely granular call routing with our class of service and extension routing modules, giving you the ability to lock down at the extension level what permissions that those extensions have to access certain routes. So if you want certain phones to only be able to say dial extension to extension or 911, you can restrict that. We have find me, follow me capabilities in PBXact, although this is largely going away now with the inception of PJSIP. We do allow for you to be the same extension on your hard phone as you are on your mobile soft phone and desktop soft phone clients that are included with PBXact. So any calls that are going to get delivered to extension 101 are going to automatically ring that hard phone or that mobile soft phone if you're away at lunch or traveling, or your desktop soft phone if you're just working from that. We support paging and intercoms with a number of different options for analog or SIP connectivity there. We do have great call reporting and granular level call recording. You can record all calls, inbound, outbound, or get right down to the extension level and say, gee, I really just need to make sure that extension 201, all calls at that extension must be recorded. Everything else does not need to be. No problem, we can do that. Caller block listing. I mentioned SMS and MMS within our soft phone clients if you're using our SIP trunking services. And we kind of covered PJ SIP as well when we were speaking about the Find Me, Follow Me. But if for some reason you do need that Find Me, Follow Me, maybe your cell phone number has been advertised on a business card forever and you kind of want that to be able to have somebody transfer you out to that, absolutely no problem. You can utilize Find Me, Follow Me still. And lastly, user control panel is a browser-based dashboard for call control options as well that are included with PBXact. All right, branding options. So this is why we're here. A few different options that you can take advantage of as an OEM partner with us at Sangoma. Option one is full branding. This is entirely your brand, your logos, your colors, your links inside the GUI of the PBX with no mention of free, no mention of Sangoma whatsoever. Option two is a co-branded OEM in which you still get to have your logos and your colors and your links and all that good stuff in the GUI, but we maintain a copyright at the footer that says copyright by Sangoma, and I'll have some slides that'll depict what that looks like here coming up. And lastly, I mentioned at the beginning, we have a Sangoma branded option for those who may want to just do FreePBX, but you don't want to have the word free be mentioned anywhere in the GUI. We have a Sangoma branded version of FreePBX that just has the Sangoma corporate colors and logos. And places where you're going to see options for these branding are going to be in that web UI, in user control panel, and we do also offer the ability to white label or OEM our mobile soft phone client. We don't offer that for our desktop soft phone client. So getting started, you have decided that you want to become an OEM partner with us. How does that process look? What does it look like? The first thing that happens is you get an email from us that has a private URL in it. And when you click that, it's going to launch you directly into a very intuitive browser-based form. And you're going to fill out information, your company name, your email, etc. And then in that field, it will lay out all of the different places inside the GUI where we have buttons and logos and things like that for you to choose what image files you want and where you want them placed them. Throughout that process, you can also choose where you want those logos to link to. So if you have, say, you want to have a support button in there that says company ABC support, and you want to route that directly to your ticketing system, you can do that. You can choose to not have a support button and enter a name for something else for that if you want to. And again, choose the URL where that module is going to point to. And of course, you get to enter the name of your PBX. So company ABC PBX or anything that you want to put in that field to kind of make this your own brand. It all gets done through this form, and you work directly with our engineering team through the process hand in hand through revisions and edits and things like that until we've got everything set up and looking exactly the way that you want it to be for your brand. So full branding is that option where everything's yours. So this slide's a bit busy here, but if you take a look at kind of the first two pictures on the left-hand side, you're looking at a standard header that's got Tango the frog, our mascot, in the top left-hand corner. And then directly below that is what it looks like in a fully branded custom header. Tango's gone. It's got your company's logo and your company's colors in there as well. And then bottom is going to be the footer. So the standard footer has the FreePBX and Sangoma logos down there with the FreePBX and Sangoma copyright. Custom footer on fully branded, no mention of that. That's just you. And same for the landing page there. Co-branded, so this is all of the same features as a fully branded instance, but we do leave the Sangoma trademark in place at the footer of the page there. So with the fully branded option, you have a slightly lower cost of entry, you have a lower annual renewal, but you still get your colors, your logos, your links inside the GUI. We just maintain that copyright down there at the bottom. It's negligible. It's not even necessarily that easy to see, but it's going to remain there. On the customized landing page, same thing. You choose what these buttons say, and you choose where your links go, and you've got the logos and buttons down there at the footer as well. I should mention, I got permission from one of our partners, Gray Matter Networks, to utilize screenshots for this webinar for their brand of their PBX called the Brainbox. And one of the reasons that Gray Matter has chosen to go with the co-branded version is they've never shied away from the fact that they partner with or utilize Sangoma, and in a lot of ways it's been helpful for them winning deals with bigger companies that go to them and say, hey, you know, we're talking hundreds of locations and hundreds and thousands of extensions. You guys are a decent sized company, but are you a gigantic company? What happens, you know, when we have a problem? And they like to be able to say, well, you know, yes, this is our product, our brand, but we partner with Sangoma. So you've got the full force of all of Sangoma behind us in this platform and in this product. We just take advantage of making it our own so that we can offer you the feature set that you need and that we feel comfortable with. But at the end of the day, Sangoma's behind us. So that's a great reason to consider the co-branded option, not to mention the cheaper entry point as well. Here's a better look at that co-branded footer. So your logo's on both sides of it, linking to where you want, but we keep that Sangoma copyright on there. User control panel. So this is that browser-based dashboard. It's essentially your palette to paint as far as what widgets are on there, and you could set templates up for your users for call control, call history, call recordings, all that good stuff. And if you really squint into the bottom right hand corner, there is a corporate logo for Gray Matter at the bottom right hand side of that as well, but we can kind of make this your own in the way that you want as well through the user control panel as an OEM partner. Lastly is the Sangoma Branded PBX. So this is essentially FreePBX. However, it does not say free anywhere, which again is an objection point that we're trying to figure out a way to get over. So no mention of the word free anywhere. It's just the Sangoma logos and Sangoma corporate colors. And this is our lowest entry price point for something in the OEM program realm, where you can still utilize FreePBX, but you don't have to let your customers know that the word free is anywhere near it at all. And here's just a quick peek at the landing page for a Sangoma branded PBX as well. Again, no mention of the word free and Sangoma colors in there. But beyond that, it really is going to look and be identical to administering an instance of FreePBX like you're used to. The module pinning portal. So this is a really, really cool piece that we include for you with any of the options available to you in the OEM program. The module pinning portal gives PBX admins granular control over the individual PBX module versions or the exposure of those modules at all. So as an OEM partner, you get access to the module manager. And when you come inside the module manager, you'll choose your brand, your framework. In this case, you're looking at PBXact Framework 16, which if you're not using 16 yet in any of your FreePBX or PBXact deployments, it's a great time to get onto 16. It's been out and stable for well over a year now. 16 is definitely where you want to be if you're not yet. But you can see here essentially will populate every module available inside of FreePBX or PBXact. And on the center column, or the left column there, you have the ability to do what we do on PBXact with module pinning. So if your team of engineers knows that there's a specific version of a specific module that works well in your environment with what you're doing, you can pin it to there and keep it from updating beyond that. Likewise, on the Edge version, you could pin to Edge or track upstream on Edge, so you can move over and do testing in Edge mode, and then if you're not quite ready, just revert back to that stable version of that module. Another option within the module pinning portal is to disable a module completely. So here, our advanced recovery module, let's say I'm not using that in this particular deployment, or I don't use that in any of my deployments for some reason. So instead of having that be enabled and exposed, I can simply choose to disable that module and then not have to worry about it. So this module pinning manager is a really, really great tool to kind of give you that flexibility and ability to set your modules to where you know they're proven and they work for you, which ties directly into that update scheduler that we mentioned before. So if you want, you have the ability in PBXact or FreePBX to go in there and set automatic module updates. Of course, if you don't want to, you can easily disable this as well, but you can choose to check for updates every day, week, quarter, month, etc. And rest assured, if you've got access to the module pinning portal and your team has gone through and you've tested everything and you know, you've got those things set where you want them, it makes managing your phone systems a breeze by enabling the automatic updates and knowing that they're only going to update to things that you want them to update to. Soft phones. All right, I wanted to touch briefly on soft phones just because if anybody's on here that's not familiar with them yet, we really do have an excellent soft phone available for FreePBX and included with PBXact. These things are extremely feature rich. We've got BLF capability inside the soft phone client with contact photos and status, so I can see who's on a call, off a call, in do not disturb, etc. One-click transfer, one-click calls, all that good stuff right within the mobile soft phone client. And remember, this can be the same extension as my hard phone, so very easy to just get calls wherever I'm at without having to enable a find me, follow me, or a call forward. We've got contact integration for basically two different sets of contacts. So you have your business contacts that are pulled from the PBX and contact manager, and you can also flip over to your address book, which will pull down your native iPhone or Android phone contacts as well. Full call history, answered, missed, inbound, outbound, all that good stuff. And we also, if you are using our SIP trunking clients, are going to enable MMS and SMS right within this soft phone client here as well. So lots of good features. And again, this is a totally free add-on for PBXact. As far as deployment of our mobile soft phone goes, it really doesn't get any easier. System administrators essentially go into user management and enable permissions for your users that you want to have access to the soft phones. You associate an email address with that extension, and you click a button to send an email invitation out to that user. They then open that email on their mobile phone, and there's a magic deep link within that email. They click it, and it will auto provision the soft phone for them. So we don't use SIP credentials. We don't use usernames and passwords. We don't use QR codes. It's a very secure magic deep link, one click. That user is now configured and ready to make calls. Some additional tight integration offerings that we have here is going to be with our SIP trunking. So Sangoma has a couple of different options for SIP trunking. We have our wholesale model, which is done through our carrier partner that we acquired, VoIP Innovations. This is a full multi-tenant platform that's capable of being completely brandable as well from a billing portal standpoint. So you can send bills out with your logo to your customers to send them the bills for their voice services and charges. Has an option for a CSR tax module for making sure that you're charging the appropriate taxes and fees on those telephone bills. But if you don't want to have to deal with the headaches of registering in the robocall mitigation database and chasing your customers down for money and making sure that you're in full compliance with everything that the FCC would expect you to do, we also have a reseller agent model with our SipStation product. With this product, we will bill your customers on your behalf, and then you get paid upfront commissions and spiffs. So evergreen commissions, if they sign a 3-year contract, you're getting paid a commission for all 36 months of that contract, as well as qualifying purchases are eligible for upfront spiffs on that model as well. And then you don't have to worry about chasing them down for money. You don't have to worry about if you're in compliance. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We handle all of that for you, and you still get paid a nice chunk of coin for doing that as well. And again, feature-wise, SMS and MMS is supported in our softphone clients with either the wholesale trunking option or the SipStation trunking option. Within the wholesale option, we have a full communications platform as a service with APIs exposed in there for you. Both solutions are supportive of next-gen E911, and we do have the ability to do Microsoft Teams trunks with third-party applications for FreePBX and PBXact as well. Add-on modules, we've talked about this a little bit with FreePBX. We sell these commercial modules a la carte. They are going to enhance that feature set of the FreePBX out of the box. They come in options of perpetual licensing or annual renewed licensing. You have instant access as soon as you buy it and you click update activation in your GUI, those modules are exposed and ready to go. Most popular modules are that Endpoint Manager module, which allows for you to create templates and map your extensions, and then Endpoint Manager will write the config file out for the phone pulls it down, and you can remotely provision your endpoints without having to manually do that. Sangoma Talk and Desktop is a hugely popular module on FreePBX. You don't have to pay for that on PBXact. Same goes for our CRM link integration module. That's not something you pay for on PBXact. And we also have the call center module add-on as well. If you have customers that are doing a contact center and they need reporting, or they need queue callbacks, or they need virtual queuing, or you just want additional queue penalties exposed, all of those would be features that you can gain through that call center module add-on as well. We've talked a lot about PBXact and PBXact software. It's a breeze to order a new instance of PBXact software, similarly to convert any existing FreePBX over to PBXact. Pricing on the screen here is MSRP. Partners do get discounts on this, but we're looking at a $450 base cost for the deployment, and then $8 per extension on that deployment. That is not monthly, that is not annually, that is a one-time charge, $450 for the base, $8 for the user. And then you have a PBXact deployment with all of those modules available to you. And you can, of course, turn that into your OEM, your branded version of PBXact as well. There are support contracts available for PBXact. This wizard is super intuitive. It's going to ask you if you want to add any non-included modules like the contact center module or hospitality module. It's going to ask about the support entitlement. It's going to ask about if you want to add any of our IP phones or a remote installation. Takes you right through the wizard. You check out, you buy it. Now you've got a PBXact deployment ID at your invoice, and you would simply SSH into your FreePBX 16 box or 15 box if you're still there, and run a single command to then convert that FreePBX over to PBXact. And if you're an OEM partner, that's also the stage at which it will convert the branding for you to your custom branding as well. All right, OEM pricing. Everyone who stuck around this long is going to actually get to see what do we charge for this. So Full branding. This is no mention of free, no mention of Sangoma, no copyright. It's 100% your brand and your build. The charge for this is $15,000 for your first year, which includes the entire setup process in working with engineering to get things in place as far as your logos and colors and back and forth to get everything set up and exactly working the way you want it, and then cover that rest of the cost of that first year. And then you're looking at $10,500. This is all US for your annual renewal to be a full OEM partner for FreePBX. So FreePBX, $15K up front, $10,500 each year thereafter. OEM pricing for PBXact. You may notice this one's lower. PBXact includes all these features. It's much more feature rich. It's got all the modules. It's cheaper to OEM PBXact than it is FreePBX. So your first year, including that setup cost on PBXact, is $9,000. And then we're looking at $6,000 in an annual renewal cost. And again, there's no mention of free, there's no mention of Sangoma, no copyright, and all the PBXact commercial modules are going to be included with the OEM of PBXact. Now, why is PBXact cheaper than FreePBX? If you remember just 2 or 3 slides ago when I showed you that wizard, you do still have the licensing costs for PBXact, but it's now your brand and all of those features coming with it. So lower entry point to do PBXact than it is to do FreePBX. The co-branding that we talked about for either FreePBX or PBXact is simply $3,000 less per year, including first year and renewal charges, than it would be if you did the full brand. So a co-brand on PBXact is $6,000 for your first year and only $3,000 per year renewal cost on that one. Lastly is that Sangoma OEM. So this is a FreePBX instance without the mention of the word free. This is $4,000 for your first year and $4,000 for every year after that. So basically $4,000 a year gets you no mention of free, and it's just the Sangoma corporate logos and colors inside the GUI there. All right, so why would somebody want to OEM PBXact? Well, firstly, you're going to get access to 24/7 SLA support agreements with PBXact and our OEM program here. You will have access to a dedicated account representative here at Sangoma to work with you from a sales and quoting standpoint. You get direct access to sales engineering if you've got something really high level that you need to involve one of our engineers in to help scope out a project and really want to pick the brain of the engineers. We can get you in touch with them. Our solutions are open, so again, no vendor locking here. This one's kind of a big one. If you're an OEM partner, you're a known account. You're going to be known by the sales team. You're going to be known by the support team. You're going to be known by the engineering team. And with that is going to come a couple of key benefits with respect to ticket escalation and bug attention. If you're an OEM partner and you open a support case, you can rest assured that we're going to do our best to make sure that that's handled as quickly as possible. Same goes for if you happen to find a bug, those are going to get high priority bug tickets as an OEM partner. But the biggest thing is you're building your brand. You're getting your name out there for your customers to see, and for those referrals from your customers to see. They're going to be talking about you and your brand, not us. But at the end of the day, you're fully backed by Sangoma, right? You can rest assured, even if you're doing the full OEM, you know you've got the full support of Sangoma behind you. And if you're doing the co-branded option, your customers can know that they've got the full support of Sangoma behind them as well. Pretty big publicly traded company with a lot of resources to make sure that they're not making a poor decision by choosing to do business with you. So that is going to conclude today's webinar on OEM branding and options that we have for you here at Sangoma. At this time, happy to take any questions that have come in at this point. Let me see. Oh, Lorne doesn't appear to be here. Let me see if I can find those. Yes, there is a cost to have the Sangoma branded version. We did cover that. Do you have GSA government customers? Yes, we do. Are there any other questions that anybody has here? If you think of something, my contact information is absolutely splashed all over this screen here. Feel free to reach out directly to me. I did not cover the cost of the OEM for our soft phones. If that is something that you are interested in, that's a see me after class conversation. So feel free to shoot me an email or call 951-GET-RYAN, and I'll be happy to answer any other questions or take any additional feedback that anybody has. Looks like maybe one more question here. Any plans to make this product multi-tenant PBX? We get that one a lot. The answer used to be no. There are a lot of ways that you can make FreePBX and PBXact multi-tenant as it is out of the box, using class of service to really separate out everything as far as IVRs and extensions and menus and time conditions and all that good stuff. But as far as true multi-tenant PBX, I don't have a firm answer on whether we will be able to accomplish that yet or not. I can say conversations continue to happen around it. So with that being said, if I didn't get to your questions, I think I got to them all, but feel free to shoot them to me directly or get a hold of me. I appreciate everyone's time for joining me today. Hopefully you learned something, and thanks so much for choosing Sangoma. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Alvita.